You're listening to the Veterinary Innovation Podcast.
You're listening to the Veterinary Innovation Podcast. My name is Sean Wilkie, and along with my awesome co-hosts, we interview the innovators in this space every week. Ivan, please go ahead and get us started.
Yeah, I'm Ivan Zach, and I can't help to say, Sean, on your background, there's like someone walking around with the bucket. So it's just a weird thing to see at someone's home. But I'm very excited to have our guest today, and I really got to know Adam through Sean not showing up for previous episodes, so we used that time wisely to connect with Adam Greenbaum. So Adam is the founder and CEO of WhiskerCloud. This marketing company helps thousands of veterinarians grow their business worldwide through the same techniques and most successful companies on earth used to grow. Adam spends his time away from WhiskerCloud with his wife Elizabeth, his dog Sophie and Baxter, and his cat Nala. You can find Adam walking on the beach, cruising around on a Duffy boat, or traveling to a new place he's never been. If you'd like to start a conversation with Adam, Marvel's comics, the Lakers, Doggers, or artificial intelligence are good topics to begin with. Well, we're going to cover all of those, Adam, today. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you being here. Sean, you showed up. Wonderful. Proud of you, man.
It's the first time in a while. Truth be told, Adam, I've been getting super sick of hanging out with Ivan, so I've been taking time off. But now that you're here, and I know that you're here, I'm super happy to have this conversation with you.
Nice. And I'll say, this is my first time meeting Sean. He's got a podcast voice. He's just so calming.
Yeah, he also has a face for it. So,
oh my God.
It's a good start today, isn't it?
Woo! This is my kind of show.
Are we recording?
Okay, WhiskerCloud. If someone doesn't know what WhiskerCloud is, then that's you probably never been to a trade show or don't know anything about our industry. But nevertheless, Adam, why don't you tell us what WhiskerCloud does?
Yeah, WhiskerCloud. I started it back in 2016. I owned an advertising agency. Moved to Denver as a single guy with two dogs, and I'm looking up veterinarians because I got my two dogs, and every website sucked. And they all had shitty reviews, and it was just kind of a nightmare. So I said I could build something better, and met with some vets who told us there's nothing good in vet med to do that. So here we are, 2023. We have thousands of vets worldwide that use WhiskerCloud for website hosting, custom website design, SEO, social media, reputation management, advertising, custom digital forms. There's 1,000 other things. We've got like 25 devs on staff who are just constantly building custom things that no one in vet med will ever build because, well, they don't charge enough, they don't care enough, and they're just, they're not built for that. They're, our competitors are all template, churn and burn, whereas I want every vet hospital to look and feel amazing. So that's what we do. And we've been doing that for years, and, I love every second of it.
So not a secret that most of websites in the veterinary domain are just shit.
Man, you're in such a generous and kind-hearted mood today, Ivan.
I really do bring this out of people. I promise it's me.
But how do you explain that to a vet? Because their nephew made it in 1994 when he was in high school and was learning about the website building, and it has all the hyperlinks and looks like Kijiji. No, you don't have Kijiji, the Craigslist. But how do you convince them that it's no good and you need to change it? What is the sort of sales pitch and the marketing behind it?
Yeah, I'm really big on being honest, especially in marketing. Before I owned WhiskerCloud and my last agency, I did public speaking. That's the type of marketer I am. The data is what it is. We're always going to win with facts. So, whether it's one of our competitors' sites or, their nephew built it, at the end of the day, we have a checklist when we launch a site that's got 50 things on it. So the thing I've taught our sales team is you'll know this checklist like the back of your hand. Someone's going to show you a site. 90% of sites will have 40 or 50 things missing. And when you have some that have 8 things missing, you're going to have to know this list so you can point out the 8 things wrong. But I'm really big on data. Each clinic we work with has a pretty comprehensive dashboard. And we can also build out insanely custom reports. So everything's just about data. And 99% of the time we come to them and, they say, oh, this site's great or we're doing great. And I'll say, cool, show me the data. Well, I just know. Well, no, you don't really get to just know. The marketing execs over at Nike or Tesla, they don't just say shit like that. They don't say, I just know. They focus it on data. So we're pretty data heavy here.
That makes tons of sense. So let's talk about iOS 14 for a minute, since you guys do a lot of management of ads. I see it's kind of your top premium tier. So a lot of people know Facebook ads and Google ads, and lots of startups and other people that listen to our podcast probably know what happened when Apple changed those privacy settings. A lot of their targeted ads went completely to shit. So how have you been helping your clients navigate those changes in what once was an incredibly lucrative channel that's all of a sudden kind of got blown apart?
I hate to say this because WhiskerCloud, we turned off our own Meta ads because I was just really frustrated with them. We've actually started to look at different things for our customers. So we still run Facebook ads, we still run Instagram ads, we still do a little bit of Pinterest and YouTube, but we've really gone heavy into Google ads. And one of the things we've also done is steered right into retargeting ads because I think it works extremely well. So, you do a couple things. One is we focus a lot on SEO. Two is, if we start doing retargeting ads, it's great because we know we're getting people that have been to the site. And then three is obviously we do bottom of funnel management for Google ads because, most clinics have $15 to $30 per day to spend. Most of them are going up against a VCA or a Banfield. So when we do that, we're sort of like, hey, we got to be bottom of funnel. We're not going to go after top of funnel. We're not going to go after branded keywords. We're literally going to go after the lowest hanging fruit, transactional terms, and just get you people in the door. I would say some of the other places we've seen issues there is through like emails, mass messages, or reminders through apps like Pet Desk and things like that, where we've seen open rates just plummet and we haven't been able to target back. So like our strategy changed a little bit. The other thing I'll say though is we're doing marketing for veterinary hospitals. I don't really like to overcomplicate it. We have some that spend, I think we've got one that spends $5,000 a month. We do a ton of stuff there. A lot of it's based in YouTube. But yeah, Meta and Facebook, we still have yet to turn our ads back on since that change. And it's something we're definitely pretty open with about with our customers.
It's amazing. And it makes me feel like super confident that you're not another one of these turn and burn companies that are in veterinary medicine taking people's hard-earned money to sell them only a template. So let's talk about that a little bit. And we've had other conversations like this. I mean, me and Ivan have had booths next to said companies at different trade shows throughout the years.
I know who you're thinking of.
It just friggin' kills me to watch these kind of like used car salesmen take advantage of veterinarians. It's not why I got into this business. I got in to help. It's not why Ivan, stays in this business and does what he does. So what's your guys' philosophy? How do people protect themselves from companies out there that are trying to sell them a new website and maybe not really giving a shit about what that new website does for their business?
Oh man, this is where I'm like pinching myself under my desk. True story, to keep my mouth shut. So VMX 2023, which was last week, one of our competitors was going booth to booth and talking to people, and they were introducing themselves as the anti-WhiskerCloud, which to me is like the most beautiful marketing I could ever get, because this particular company has such a bad reputation that I thought I literally couldn't pay for marketing that good. Here's the deal. I always get in trouble for saying stuff like this, but I don't know. Ivan's kind of letting it fly today.
This is a safe place.
Yeah. Here's the deal with veterinary medicine. They just watched me shift in my chair. A lot of people are naive and a lot of people don't do their own research. So when I came in, trust me, like my company's been incredibly successful. We were acquired and merged with some other companies in the vet space. And, we've grown tremendously. We've had double or triple digit growth over the last couple of years. Like we crush it. And I actually think we could have done twice as more if we had no moral compass. And I think when you get into veterinary medicine, because I tell this to a lot of friends in tech that aren't in vet med, I'm like, you can make shit up all day. You can lie, cheat, and steal, and no one's going to fact check you in veterinary medicine. I like to be honest with people, and I just like to be real with people. And has that stunted WhiskerCloud's growth? Absolutely, because we don't get to bullshit. And, there's people where we've gone to them and said, hey, we no longer want to run your ads, even though you're wanting to pay us to run your ads. Why? Well, because you're giving us a $15 budget. You're in a highly saturated area. Not only do you have 5 or 6 clinics around you spending money on ads, you also have Banfields and VCAs. And with your budget, we're not going to be able to move the needle for you. So this is, you either need to up the budget, or what you can have someone else run your ads. And that's the type of stuff we've done over the years. And it's funny. I'm picturing a specific clinic on the East Coast, and she called me names. And I'm like, hey, I don't want to take your money for managing ads with a budget that doesn't make sense, and we can't do it. So we have to have those conversations a lot. I think WhiskerCloud has really taken on my personality, which I think all companies do. My personality is just unrelenting truth, being blunt and honest. I came into this industry in 2015. I'm sad to say 8 years later, I still see the same lack of doing their own research, the same lack of trust in technology, and still believing stuff. I mean, we'll have people that email our support team and then, demand to talk to a manager, demand to talk to me. They'll get an email that says, hey, your website's down. You should reach out to your company, your website company. This email will come through the website form. So, they'll get an email that says, new contact form completion on your website from this person. It says your website's down. They'll email us and say, what the hell, our website's down? And we're like, take a step back, think about it. That email came through your website. You also have the ability to look at your website before you email us to see that it's working. So, that stuff still happens. It's the minority. I'm not saying this is, by any means a, fully naive industry, but I just think technology and veterinary medicine just still seems like oil and water 8 years later.
So you mentioned a couple of words that I want to kind of hone on, so veterinarians out there can even understand what does it mean, marketing budget. Because I just recently talked to a veterinarian, and we were talking about the fact that they're not getting enough cases in the door. And we had a big discussion about the seasonality, and they're like, well, it's seasonality, it's low. And I'm like, well, that's where you push marketing and get more people in the door in the low season. And they said that we pride ourselves that we never had to actually do anything about marketing. And that's where I was like, okay, let's reset.
This is not a hospital that you own, is it?
I can't disclose which hospital it is, but
sounds like a Galaxy hospital, just saying.
But the interesting thing is that, like you were talking about, their ad span is not enough. Most people don't understand what that means. So even if you're, let's call it, you build a website, it's exists there, because website building for a lot of vets is still like, it needs to be pretty, our pictures need to be up to date, and we need to tell our story. Yes, but search engine optimization, ads, they direct people. So what do you recommend? And I know it's area dependent, but if there's like a blanket thing that you could say that hospital has to assume that a monthly ad span to sustain a stream of clients, if you're looking to bolster your new customers coming in the door, minimum, what do you think that people should be spending on beyond building a website, on like day-to-day marketing on a monthly basis?
Hey, if this was up to me, it'd be like 5,000, 10,000 a month. I know that sounds crazy, but I also know what veterinary hospitals make in revenue. So I'm also like, why wouldn't you? I would say I wouldn't do less than $20 a day. And I would have it, again, $20 a day, you're going to be really bottom of funnel. I mean, I think the thing that most people don't realize, and I've like screamed this, and like Ivan is the perfect person to understand this. When people say to me, listen, I'm not a business owner. I'm just a veterinarian. Wrong. I'm not just a marketing guy, coder guy. I'm the CEO of WhiskerCloud. I can't look at everything at WhiskerCloud like a marketing problem or like a coding problem. So, the sandwich shop down the street that you like, they probably do marketing. The restaurants you like, car rentals, think about traveling. Hotels do a ton of marketing. Airlines. I come from a background in tourism, so I saw just how much money went into that. I was the head of digital analytics for LasVegas.com. If we want you to come stay at the Bellagio in Las Vegas and spend $300 a night, we might spend $250 of that night to get you there, knowing you're going to go gamble and eat and drink, and we're going to make money that way. So for vets, I think it's just really simple. What is your average customer's lifetime value? What is their first visit like? Do you feel confident in your ability to convert them into a long-term customer? I have 2 dogs and a cat. I do quarterly blood, like senior blood checkups on my 2 senior dogs. I do annual dental cleanings. I do Apoquel. I buy the Purina Pro Plan food through them. I do Cytopoint shots. Listen, if you had to go spend $1,000 to land me, you'll make that back in 30 days, and your ROI is going to be 100x. So that's my long-winded answer.
I love it. And it makes tons of sense to me. I want to step back because we have lots of veterinarians that listen to our show and lots that are probably thinking that they need a new website because it looks bad. And this is something I learned in marketing a long time ago. But what does it take to have a good and successful marketing website? Because I think that often buyers of websites get too involved in the process and think that they may know or may have an idea what they should do or what it should look like. And I think that the look like is what I want you to focus in on, Adam, for me, because I know some of the top performing websites on the internet look like total garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this, especially in veterinary medicine. I mean, you want someone to feel something. I mean, my dogs and cat, they're my kids, so they mean the world to me. I think veterinary websites aren't the same as other websites. I don't think they're the same as dental websites, but I think you want to feel something. So many clinics come to us at any given time. Like right now, our team of 25 developers is working on 170 websites at any given time. And we typically get those out the door in 35, 40 days from the time they sign up. I would say at least half say, we didn't take photos. We don't want photos. We'll figure it out later. I mean, it's always really weird to me. I think there should be professional photos. Again, your business, you're not just the vet down the street. Banfield and VCA, they got budget for photos. Everyone wants to be Bond Vet. No one wants to get the bill that Bond Vet spent on their website. So strong calls to action. Obviously, if someone goes to a website, I'm on record now on this podcast, and I've said it on my podcast 1,000 times. If someone goes to your website and does not click a button to book an appointment or call you, that was a wasted trip for me. I don't care if someone came to the site and is exhilarated that the vet graduated from Ohio State. I don't care. The only thing I care about is that they book an appointment. So, you want to have an engaging homepage, showcase your services, make it easy. 3 to 4 calls to action on the homepage and every page to book an appointment. Have a good team page, showcase your team, make sure everyone's smiling, make sure you showcase all of your services. And I mean all of your services. I spend between 2 dogs with side of point shots every 5 weeks, Apoquel special shampoo for 2 itchy Boston Terriers. I spend thousands of dollars a year on this stuff. So if you do allergies, you do allergy work, don't make it sort of a sub page that doesn't mean anything. It needs to have its own page because you have someone like me who's going to be searching for best pet dermatologist, Newport Beach, California, and you got to come up. So those are just a few of the things. And, having online forms. I mean, it should be easy. It should be, everyone uses Amazon. Everyone orders from like Nordstrom and Nike. Think about how easy it is to 1-click add to cart, 1-click checkout, done. Amazon gets it to your house in 48 hours. Everyone should want to have their vet site like that. Come to the site, looks great on my phone, 1 click, I'm booking an appointment, done.
So I want to ask you a question. Does anybody comment on the marketing initiatives like this? Says, but we do marketing. I sponsor my son's football team.
Yes.
And they do think that that's what's going on. But again, back to sort of pragmatic numbers. Do you have an average sort of customer acquisition cost for a fresh new client somewhere across the nation, or maybe East Coast versus West Coast? Like, is there a magic number that you think that clinics should assume that they're spending in all of their marketing expenses, customer acquisition cost for a new client come in the door?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we look at that number a lot, and it depends on market size. I would say it's anywhere between 100 and 300, which sounds really high, probably to everyone listening. I think that's really low.
What is the lifetime value?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's also, there's 2 things. One, what's the lifetime value? And 2 is like, how confident are you in your ability to convert them into a longtime customer? And I think, that's another place where veterinarians struggle. It's like, great, ads are working, we're getting people in the door, but are you doing what you need to do? Are you afraid to sell them? I come in to a new clinic and they say, hey, tell us about Sophie and Baxter, your Boston Terriers. I say, okay, great. They're 12 and 10 and, they're on Apoquel. They both do side of point shots. They're both in great health. Sophie's on Denamarin. And, this is what I'm going to order. This is what I'm going to do. I want to do annual dentals and I want to do blood work every 90 days so I don't miss anything. I mean, they should hear like the cash register noise going off. And I just want them to sell me. I want them to say, great, this is how we're going to call you. We're going to remind you this. We're going to get you on auto shipments for Apoquel. We're going to get you on your Purina Pro plan. Like, let's get everything done. I want want vet hospitals to act that way, although my assumption is like 99% of them don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, so great. I couldn't agree more with like everything that you said, and I'm super appreciative of like how frank and honest your feedback was. So thanks for all of that. We're out of time, like every other week. It seems like when we do this show, just when we get into the nitty gritty meat of the conversation, we have to wrap up. But we like to wrap up the same way every week. So a question for you: YouTube, TikTok, something that you found inspiring, a book that you've come across.
Yep. So there's a YouTube video called "How AI Can Empower Any Business," and I just think it's really great. You know, I'm looking forward to a world where vet clinics, restaurants, every business on earth utilizes AI more. You know, there's staffing issues in veterinary medicine, and knowing that, why wouldn't we find ways to automate more? Pet parents will love it, so I'm a big fan of that.
Awesome. And the second question that we ask every week, is there an innovator in our industry that you would recommend to participate in the show?
So I'm going to recommend Jonathan Light and Michael Bug. Jonathan is the CEO of Mosaic Veterinary Partners, owns some clinics up in Canada. He also is one of the co-hosts of the Veterinary Project podcast. Michael Bug, former vet, now an investor, helping vets prepare for life after exits. And, you know, the two of them together on their podcast just do an amazing job, really insightful stuff. They ask great questions, and I just think a lot of people could learn a lot listening to them.
Thank you so much for listening to the Veterinary Innovation Podcast. If you want to hear about our new episodes, please follow us on any social media channel. Also, you can check out our website at veterinaryinnovationpodcast.com. See you next week.